Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to you all. Ever since the spirit of cricket was included as the preamble to the 2000 Code of the Laws of Cricket, the initiative has gone from strength to strength. In particular, the start of this summer saw the launch of the Christopher Martin Jenkins Spirit of Cricket Awards in association with MCC and the BBC. The awards seek to celebrate the spirit of cricket in professional cricket and the grassroots of the game in memory of the late and much loved CMJ. This year also marks MCC's 6th consecutive year of working in partnership with the Cricket Foundation and its Chance to Shine campaign. New for 2013, however, perhaps you can hear me even better. I was struggling a bit there. Anyway, this year also marks the MCC's 6th consecutive year of working in partnership with the Cricket Foundation and its Chance to Shine campaign. New for 2013, however, was the inaugural MCC Spirit of Cricket Open Day at Lord's on Tuesday, the 25th of June, which involved over 600 primary school children from Chance to Shine schools based around the country, alongside local Westminster schools. More of that later. Overseas, MCC Spirit of Cricket activities continue to be delivered in Afghanistan through the club's partnership with the Afghan Connection, and Sri Lanka in partnership with the Foundation of Guinness. These collaborations are wide-ranging and tremendously important to the club. The MCC Spirit of Cricket lecture, meanwhile, remains one of the highlights of the club's calendar, and tonight Simon Taufel will become the 13th person to deliver the annual address. We are delighted to welcome him. He is the 3rd Australian to speak at the annual event, following Richie Benaud, who delivered the inaugural Cowdrey lecture in 2001, and Adam Gilchrist in 2009. Simon is the first umpire to deliver the lecture, and I'm sure will offer a unique insight into how the spirit of cricket practically translates within the modern game. He's a member of the MCC Laws Subcommittee, one of the most important roles that the club has. And so we already benefit from his vast knowledge and experience to help tackle the key issues surrounding the game's laws. Simon Taufel has a fantastic history. After umpiring his first test match in 2000 at the age of 29, he quickly became one of the most highly respected and experienced officials on the international cricketing circuit. He was named ICC's Umpire of the Year 5 successive times, from 2004 to 2008, and stood in a total of 74 test matches, 174 one-day internationals, and 34 international 2020 fixtures during a career that spanned 12 years. Following the World 20 competition in Sri Lanka last year, Simon retired from the ICC's elite panel and took up the role of umpire performance and training manager with ICC. We are so pleased that he's made the long journey to speak to us. Ladies and gentlemen, Simon Taufel.
Thank you. Just testing to see if this one's on. Quite ironic that we have our first technology glitch of the night occurring. Not going to refer that one. Lord's is a special place for me. It was the venue of my last test match. It was also the venue of my last one-day international. It is a special place. I feel quite privileged to be up here, no question about that. It's great to be amongst colleagues, friends and cricket lovers, and I say that very genuinely, so I'm very humbled, and before I get into what I've written, I just wanted to express that personally. It's a great privilege to be up here, and it's a great privilege to represent umpiring, my family, and everybody in the room, because we're here because of cricket, and that's a great thing. Here we go. As they say in the classics, here goes nothing. Distinguished guests, MCC members, Mr. President, fellow cricket lovers, ladies and gentlemen, welcome and thank you for this kind invitation to share some thoughts with you. I'm very proud and grateful to have received this invitation, to be here amongst so many cricket legends and lovers. I stand before you, the cricketing faithful, a very humble and lucky man. We do live in interesting times, and in the middle of an Ashes series, and as a former umpire, and given my role with ICC, I also stand before you as somewhat a target. Lords was also the place of the archery during the Olympics, so I'd rather you stab me in the front than stab me in the back. So take your best shot. I'd also like to acknowledge the members of the Cowdrey family that are here and their guests. I'd like to acknowledge my fellow colleagues that are here tonight, Ranjan Madagali, ICC Chief Match Referee, Tony Hill, ICC Elite Panel Umpire, and all the scorers, groundsmen, curators, and volunteers particularly. And I've also got some other guests here from the Bradman Foundation, so welcome to you as well, and great to have you with us. I'd also like to acknowledge the presence of my wife, Helen. Without her love and support, I would not have been able to explore the opportunities afforded by this great game. And yes, behind every great man is an even greater woman. Helen is no different to all the other cricketing widows that we have in the game, who we often give a lesser priority to, but when the cricket's on. But this is not a reflection on them. It really is a reflection on how important our game of cricket is and how we apply it. You can see why it was a hard decision for me to move away from on-field umpiring. But it was time to redress the balance and put more time back into my family and into our relationship. So just on the topic of family, it must be said that I have two families. I have the cricket family and my paternal one. At this point, I'd like to pay my own tribute to the last year's MCC Spirit of Cricket speaker and lecturer, Tony Gregg. Tony was a commentator and I was an umpire, so I guess you could say we didn't see eye to eye on many things. However, his untimely passing did help and reinforce to me what the true spirit of cricket is. Attending his memorial service at the SCG just before the traditional January test, with both of his families present, his cricketing family and his family, it was so right that all were present there to remember and celebrate and pay their respects to such a servant of the game. As sad as occasion it was, and how important this one is, the game does have the power to bring people together for the common good, for the love of the game, its advancement, and I sincerely respect the work of Tony and his passion, his love and his commitment to serve the game of cricket. We all come and go, but the legacy of our game carries on, as it should. One of the key qualities I believe a cricket umpire should possess is that of humility. The ability to know and accept your role in the game and ensure that we create the right environment for players to perform and express their talents. Yes, we have an important role, but it's not the most important one. It is, after all, a player's game, and it always should be. My story, my cricketing story, my cricket umpiring story, as with most stories, started with a bit of luck. I was lucky to be given the opportunity to attend the New South Wales Cricket Umpires and Scorers Association, got the badge on, training course and exam. Lucky to get more than the required 85% pass mark. Lucky to be joining the best umpires association on the planet. Some might disagree. Bring it on. Lucky to have been privy to interacting with such great teachers and great umpires throughout my career. It was a great environment with some extraordinary people. And as a result, New South Wales and Australia have produced some fine umpires during my time. Simply put, I would not be here today if it was not for the great people surrounding me. Family, friends, workmates, employers, cricket administrators, yes, even you, Giles, cricket captains, and most importantly, fellow umpires. They've all played a part in my career. To pinch a quote from one of our current ICC umpire coaches, umpiring is everyone's business. Everyone has a part to play in its future and its success. I loved playing cricket as a child. I lived for Saturday mornings. And when I woke up on a Saturday morning and I saw there were raindrops on the window, I was devastated with disappointment. I was not the best player, but I was not the worst. But like most things, I gave it my best and worked very hard to improve all the time. The pinnacle of my playing career was being a member of the New South Wales under-19 schoolboys side, captained by Michael Slater, with fellow team member and previous MCC Cowdrey lecturer, Adam Gilchrist. Two fine players and human beings. Did we have the photo up there? I didn't quite see. Did anyone see the ugly bloke standing at the back right? Yeah. Gold medallion, 5 o'clock shadow. That was me. Merv Hughes has got a lot to answer for. As they say, when one door closes, another one opens. And for me, a back injury made me assess and review my playing future. That's when a good friend of mine talked me into joining him for an umpiring course. We thought we knew the laws as players, and it was going to be a breeze. And just as a bit of a test for you, anyone else done a laws of cricket exam here recently and passed with 85% or higher? Just think about that next time you have a go at an umpire on a cricket screen. Any commentators in the room? The educators up the front had certainly seen our type before and put us through our paces. The 42 laws, 4 nights of lectures, was that enough to form a basis to be a cricket umpire and start giving people out? Apparently it was. The written exam was passed, so technically I knew the laws well enough. But what the game has taught me over the years, I can only scratch the surface on in this small amount of time. Today it continues to pay a full-time wage, and I continue to work with grassroots cricket as patron of the Bowral Cricket Club, where the Bradman Museum and International Cricket Hall of Fame is located, right through to the highest level with the top umpires and players in the world. So how lucky am I?